Okay, so hello, welcome back. Today, there's another video, yeah? So, I've got this, not the Pentax, I'm gonna do this after this video. So I got this, which is the AF600 lens, which I converted to Leica LTM mount. Now, this is the first lens I've actually bothered putting my name on, so I have like this KY Optics writing on the side, if I can actually focus on it. How do you actually focus with it? Sorry, I'm actually not very good at autofocus because I've not used this lens that much. How the fuck do you even use this thing? The heck? Shit. I'm not sure how the heck you focus this lens, but let's just try and zoom in. Sorry that I can't really do anything with this lens because I'm not used to autofocusing. So it's like the first lens I've bothered putting my name on, so you can see the KY Optics writing right there, yeah, if you can actually focus. And you can't focus anymore. Okay, how the heck's it even work? See KY Optics, hopefully that's in focus. Okay, and I've written 28mm f3.5 on this thing also. Okay, then let's zoom out because I'm not very happy with this zoom in look, yeah. So they're filming on the a6400 with the Sony 18-150. So I'm not used to like focusing. I don't know how this thing focuses. Cause usually on the PowerShot G7X, I just like tap and it'll focus, and this thing doesn't focus when I tap it for some reason. Yeah. So there it is. Then for this thing, it is a Leica LTM mount. I've seen somebody, who would you call this thing? Somebody from Japan. It's like the MS Optics guy. It's like, I don't know his name, I forgot his name, but he has this company thing which is called MS Optics. I mean MS Optical, and what he did was adapt this lens from the AF600 into the Leica M mount. So it's the Leica bayonet system, not this Leica thread mount system, which I have. So this thing fits pretty well. It just clears the Sony, what you call this thing? Electrical contacts in the Sony lens. So the contacts actually fit in the middle of here, I think, or somewhere underneath this bit right here, yeah. So it does not contact the contacts, so it won't like destroy your lens. I mean, destroy your body, because obviously you might still want to use some autofocus lenses like this 18-105, which I have on the camera right here, yeah, instead of these manual lenses. So when it comes to lens, let me go take this thing off. Now it's gonna be a shock for most of you, yeah, because most lenses are designed like this, where they have like the lens fits in the mount and it doesn't extend that much into the mount, see. So that's how most lenses look like. Now this lens looks like this. It's like a Biogon, or like a what you call this thing? Jupiter 12. So as you can see, this is the mount right here, yeah? And the mount ends up about here, I think. Yeah, it ends about here. Let me see if I can actually see it on the screen. How the hell you can see it? What the heck? Hopefully it's in focus, yeah, but I'm not too sure if it is. Let's try changing sides. So hopefully that'll make a difference in the video. I don't think it will, but let's see. So hopefully it is better lighting. Will get it to like be a bit better at focusing. Then let's see. Let's focus. Maybe soon. Okay, I'm not sure how. So yeah, okay, I'm not very good at focusing with autofocus, yeah. But at least I think I can. Yeah, I'm rubbish at autofocusing, so this stuff doesn't work on me, yeah. So okay, let's make this thing come back to like flexible spot. Might be this one. Oh yeah, I think this one will work. So let's see if I can actually use this flexible spot. It says it's focused, but I'm not sure it is. So that's the lens. It has these coatings, yeah, these nice old Nikon coatings. Then wait, I'm playing with this camera way too much. Okay, let's just make it white. So next is the helicoid. So the helicoid is, let me go take another helicoid essentially. So I bought 2 helicoids before I made this project. And this is the other helicoid. Yeah? So I use these as helicoids. These are PVC pipes. Not the normal choice of helicoids. They do not turn smoothly. Yeah, stock. They're like squeak and they're pretty rough. See, you can turn it with one finger. Whilst with this thing, you can actually turn it with one finger. See. So how I did this was that I chose a 3/4 inch pipe. This thing's a 1 inch. I don't have any more 3/4 inch pipes anymore. Yeah. So as you can see, this thing has no sound. All the sounds my fingers just rubbing on this black vinyl on the back. This thing, see, so and it's pretty rough also. Yeah. So what I did was I had to like use some compound, some special compound to like make these threads smooth and not like rough. If you use some rough compound, you will get this thing rougher than it was. So I suggest you not use this PVC as helicoids if you're not used to it. Then the next thing is the mount. Yeah. So as for this thing, I got this mount from a Leica body cap, and I just fit this PVC pipe in there. Like it fit perfectly. So I just like trim the sides of this inner helicoid bit. I mean outer helicoid bit, and I pressed it in and it fits. So then I glued it in, and now it is pretty much one piece. Pretty strong. This thing has no limiter for one reason. So most lenses you can focus to up to like, I don't know, 1 meter, less than 1 meter maybe. With this thing I can focus to 10 cm, 10 centimeters from the object. So it's like about this long maybe. So I can be here and the object can be right here. See, that's pretty close. So stock, in a stock form, yeah, this thing could focus in the Nikon AF600 up to 35 cm, and that's with the lens like extra. I mean, what you call this thing? Like extending really far. It's like this far maybe, yeah. The lens. With this thing, you can turn 5 rotations before it falls out like this. Yeah. So I did not find a need to like put a stopper in this design. You can actually put a stopper, I think, by using one of these things. Let me go show you. Yeah. So I have these screws and these nuts. Okay, so what you can use in this is like what you call this thing? Some stopper system essentially. Yeah. So what you can do is just put one nut on this mount like this and one screw on here. See, it fits up to the top. Yeah. So you can like put a small bolt and essentially limit the travel. So for example, you have a bolt right here. Yeah, for example. Yeah. Then you have like a small bolt sticking out of here. So all you can do is move this point right here up to the other end of this bolt. So it hits like this side or this side. So you can spin it like this. That's how you can make a stopper, but I did not, because why would you if you can like do macro and stuff like that? Just make sure you, I mean, even if you drop it, the lens itself is inside this thing. It's pretty deep inside. It's like, let me go show you. Yeah, it's like this deep. See, and this deep. So it's pretty deep, yeah. See, inside the helicoid thing. Then also, yeah, so the lens actually was a bit too small for this thing. So I had to design like a sleeve. So the lens went in the sleeve, and the sleeve goes into this thing. This thing is totally free floating, only held in by friction. So the lens I twisted in the sleeve, which I made some what you call this thing, like threads essentially in the sleeve. So I threaded the lens into the sleeve, like this black sleeve, and I pushed the sleeve into the tubing, yeah, the PVC, and it happened to just stick like normally. So how I adjusted these things by using some what you call this thing, some some small Allen key. Let me go find them. So I use this Allen key to like push this thing slowly bit by bit. So I mounted this thing on this Leica LTM mount, yeah, essentially. Mounted it up here, yeah. It's like this. Then I focused this thing to infinity, and I mounted this thing onto my A6400. So I like tried to like unscrew it until I found how far this thing, how far I had to unscrew up to the point that I found infinity focus. Then I measure the distance and push this thing that distance. Then when you have zero travel, like about here, yeah, you'll get infinity focus, and then I push it back by a bit, like a little bit, so I can actually get infinity focus after turning this much. Because if you don't have any stoppers, yeah, and you stop this thing at the end of its travel, these threads, yeah, there's actually like bottle caps. So like if you tighten it too hard, it'll stick in there, right? So while in use, you're not supposed to tighten this thing fully in, because you're not gonna focus on anything at that point, yeah. So infinity is about here. That's like the most you're gonna go. You're not gonna have to go up here. This is like for storage maybe, yeah, so you can like tighten it down and it doesn't like move around on its own. Then oh yeah, this thing actually suffered from some light reflections, like some internal reflections, because PVC is pretty shiny essentially, yeah. Like let me show you if I can show you, yeah. This thing is pretty shiny, reflects a lot of light, and that's not good. So I had this like ring flare inside my lens, I mean inside on the image, and that's not good. So I found out that this small lip right here, yeah, was causing these like light leaks, light reflections. So what I did was I put some tape, some electrical tape, which is matte black. It still reflects a bit, but not that much, so you can't really see any more rings on the image. And it's black, so it absorbs most of the light, yeah. So it'll reflect from this bit right here. So then I put some tape and some tape over here. The back part I had to like heat form. So even with heat forming, you still get these like ripples, but I'm not really gonna care about that too much, yeah. So this thing's supposed to be gray, but I've taped this thing to become black. And yeah, that's a helicoid in the back. I also put some grease inside this thing so it doesn't like fall on its own, because if you don't put any grease and like push on this thing, it will like slowly turn by itself. So yeah, this is more or less how it looks. And as for the cap, I designed my own cap because I did not put a filter ring on this thing. The reason why I didn't put a filter ring in this thing is because I didn't have a filter, obviously. This thing is, I think, 40mm in width, so you can probably glue like a 40.5mm filter, like get a filter and glue the back on this thing. It probably will work. But thing is, I do not have a filter right now, yeah. So I might mod it if somebody wants me to mod this thing to have like a filter ring. I do not use filters personally, yeah. And honestly, this lens cap is way better than any lens cap I've had. So see this, you can break these things pretty easily, see? And they're like really big and noisy, see? So what I did was I designed a 3D printed one piece, what you call this thing? Lens cap. And so how this thing works is you push it in and it sticks. See? How you take this thing off, put it out, and it falls out. See? That's simple. Push it in, put it out. So that's pretty much it. Also, the aperture, I did not put an aperture in. Actually, I wanted to buy some of these enlarged lens apertures, but in the end I didn't do it because, like, if you look at how small this thing is, and like, where the heck would you want to put a aperture level on these LTM pieces? I mean, I think MS Optics is somebody called Miyazaki-san or something like that, yeah. So that Miyazaki-san guy, he used an Leica M mount. So with the M mount, it's actually wider, I think, than this Leica LTM mount. Also, this thing does not, I mean, that thing has no threads, so you cannot like mess the threads up. Instead, you have like these bayonet mounts, like on a Sony mount like this, yeah. So you have small bayonets, and these things are generally way wider than these LTM lenses. So what I can tell you is, if you want to adapt something easily with an aperture, you can get a Leica M. Cause by doing that, yeah, you can probably like put an aperture on this back piece right here with some I don't know, some, like you can probably put an aperture right here, yeah. Then you can have something to couple with it right here, and then this coupler can spin, but then hold the aperture in so it doesn't fall out, and probably put a pin on the side so you can actually stay in one orientation, the aperture, yeah. Then you can probably have like a small lever going outside and going up here to some lever up here, or to some ring, because you can put a lever on a ring and then spin it to spin the lever, yeah. So that's pretty easy to make actually, if you have a wide enough mount. In this case, I did not have a wide enough mount. I could have actually made this thing with probably a 1/2 inch pipe. Then probably put some really thin pieces of 3D printed parts on the side and actually made this aperture work. But I'm not sure where the heck you can find small apertures like that, yeah. Unless you wanna like destroy other cameras to get apertures, like for example this Kodak Star, yeah. Let me go take this thing out. So this thing has these two blade, what you call these things? Shutters, yeah. So let me go cock this thing. See? Why is it not focusing? Okay, wait. So, yeah, I'm not sure how the heck they focus this thing, but see? Oh, wait. So you can actually see the shutter moving, yeah. This thing has a 2-bit aperture, shutter, so it's like crab claws, where they like do this and they're like diamonds essentially, yeah. So when you shoot the aperture, shoot the shutter, it just like does this, and you can also use this motion as aperture blades, like the Olympus 3.5, I think has like one of those star-shaped blades for an aperture, yeah. So you can also use that thing. And as for this, I did not put one in because those things are actually pretty big, those like leaves, because you actually have like these long trailing arms essentially, yeah, that go to the blades, and the blades actually look like bulging sheets of metal essentially, yeah. So I'm not really interested in doing any of that. Yeah, so that's mostly it. I'm gonna show you some sample photos from this lens after this. So yeah, thanks for watching, hope you like it, and goodbye. Let me cut the camera now. So this is the Nikon 28-bit f3.5 LTM mount, yeah. Let me go focus in. So yeah, pretty much it I think for the Nikon. Thank you for watching and goodbye.